All right, so this is practice test 1. I'm going to be breaking these videos into small sections. So I'll do like function notation is one video, factoring is another. I think that'll just make it easy for you to pinpoint the videos that you need. Hopefully these videos are helpful. Sometimes I find myself going a little fast when I'm doing a video. So if anything's fast, the great thing about it being a video is that you can pause and catch up, pause and work ahead. If I'm working too slowly, you can work ahead or fast forward or rewind. So that's the nice thing about having video. So function notation is going to be this first section. Function notation is just, you can kind of think about it as fancy ordered pairs. When you're working with function notation, your x is in the parentheses, your y is what f of x is equal to. So if we're saying what our y-intercept is where we're crossing the y-axis on this problem, it is -4. I like to write that as an ordered pair. Same thing for the zeros. I'm going to either write them as ordered pairs or as x equals. The zeros are our x-intercepts, where we're crossing the x-axis. And this guy, this function, is crossing the x-axis at -2 and 4. If you're going to write those as ordered pairs, just make sure you have the order correct and have your numbers, your zeros as your x's. All right, more function notation. Evaluating f of -3. Again, -3 is our x. So if I go over to -3, our y is 5. I know that picture is a little, not the prettiest picture ever. All right, f of 5. I'm going to go up to 5. My x is 5. My y is 1. C. For C, now it says f of x is equal to -3. So that guy up there, that -3 up there is our y. We're looking for x's. So I'm going to go down to -3, and what you're looking for is anything that hits that y equals -3 line. So we have two x's that have the output of -3, and those are +1 and -1. If you wanted to write those as ordered pairs, your ordered pairs would be paired with that, those x's would be paired with that y of -3. All right, last two in the function notation section. Now we have a new function, g of x. We want to evaluate g of x where g is -4. So that's our new x value. So I'm going to take that -4 and I'm going to put it in everywhere I have an x. Those parentheses are important. They're extra important when you're using the calculator, because I think you would, but this is a no calculator test. I think that you will, hopefully will realize the sign issues we have here. So -4 times, or 4 times -4 is -16. I'm going to put this minus in the middle. I'm going to do, and then here's where those parentheses are important. When we square the negative, we get a positive. Square the 4, we get 16. So -2 times 16 is -32. And then -16 minus 32, we're going to get -48. So without a calculator, that takes a couple more steps, but I think the steps are pretty reasonable. All right, last one in this section. Find x such that g of x equals 0. We're still using this. This is our g of x, and this was one of my most missed problems last year on all of the versions of the entrance exam. So what we're going to do is g of x, again, is this thing, 4x minus 2x squared. So I'm going to take 4x minus 2x squared and set it equal to 0. The nice thing about that is that it's set equal to 0, so now you can factor and solve. So these two, we don't have a trinomial, so we're just going to factor out a GCF. 4 and 2 have 2 in common. X and x squared have x in common. My leftovers, my first term is just going to have a 2 left over. My second term is just going to have an x left over. And there's subtraction between. And now we can set both of those equal to 0 and solve. So for my first little baby equation here, I have x equals 0. From my next little baby equation over here, I have x equals 2. And that is the function section of practice test number 1. Hopefully that was helpful.